Hello, my name is Chrissy Wissy Pissy Pants, and today we are talking about how I made AI girlfriend for this gentleman over here, and I will also be interviewing with him.
There's something wrong with my AI girlfriend's face.
We're going to talk about the AI girlfriend animatic, scene by scene. We're going to talk about some interesting little facts that happened while Chrissy here was working on it, and we're gonna just talk about things you might have missed, things that you'll enjoy. Oh, backstory. Let's just get this out of the way really quickly for the fifth time.
Do it a third time.
This is the third take. You recognized me at Plastic Pills. He's another YouTuber at art exhibition, and you showed me what you were working on with a Family Guy animation where it's Peter Griffin singing "It's Over, Isn't It" by Pearl from Steven Universe, and very talented animator, clearly. And so we made plans to make something. I showed her all the songs from my new album, which is coming up, called Postmodern Love Songs, and she picked out AI Girlfriend, which was very rough at the time. She spent, 3 weeks working on it, plus 3 days for the prototype, so almost basically a month worth of work on this, so that's a crazy amount of work. And I think it shows. It's a very, very nice piece of animation. And now we're going to go over scene by scene. Anything you should add? Excellent. Good. Scene by scene. Let's go.
Okay. Ooh.
All right. So opening scene. You got the above shot zooming in. You see that this guy. He's only being illuminated by his screen. It's like a dark place, and there's nothing around, just void. Good opening shots to establish the scene.
And then we had the motif with a box being like the screen, which is, who cares? It doesn't work, but it's...
Oh, that one's a little esoteric. But yes, you can imagine you're watching this on your rectangle, and the rectangle is zooming in. Ooh, and a little bit of a parallel there. Then cuts to me. Cuts to the protagonist, who just happens to look like me.
Not really. I didn't do the best job, but that's okay.
I mean, it's good. It shouldn't look exactly like me. It's not, because it's not me. But
I just did whatever's easy. But yeah, this is one of the first shots I did. I did it completely in order, which is a bit strange, honestly. But
you can see the emotional arc of working on this over time. Mm-hmm. Because it's in order.
I'm like, okay. Oh yes, I will try very hard, and then
yes, this was your try hard phase of I'm gonna make everything perfect. This is the first big thing that you'll notice on rewatches is the amount of effort put into small stuff like this. This is a whole painting of just the girlfriend's face glitching out.
Yeah, I mean, I was very ambitious. I was thinking to myself, every time she glitches out, I'll make a painting, and it'll be so cool. And then I didn't do it again after this scene, so it was probably a little stupid.
And just for the audience's sake, I was encouraging her to be less conscientious. She was trying to go more conscientious. We ended up in a nice middle ground, I'd say, overall. All right, now let's see the rest of these frames.
Okay, wow.
Glitching. Oh, and then boom, another whole painting. Just for that one frame. You probably didn't even realize it when you were watching the first time. But there's a whole painting in there. Isn't that crazy?
So crazy. Why did I do that?
Okay, so this is the scene where the lyrics are basically I fixed her fingers now. She's just got 5 again. And this is the part where her hand reaches through the screen, very Ring style, and comes towards mine. And you can see all of her different fingers collapsing into a single hand that reaches out towards mine.
But I love old AI's fucking spooky ass grotesque shit. It was my favorite, and they stopped doing it. I'm like, why?
AI makes some of the scariest body horror I've ever seen, but without even trying. When it tries to make something scary, I'm not scared. But when it doesn't try to make something scary, terrifying. Yeah, make AIs worse again. So, we hold hands. I almost pull her out of the screen. I want her out of the screen. I want her to be real. Be real! And she's coming out. She's still glitching a little bit.
Yeah, she glitches once before the hug. Because I thought the hug was a very tender moment.
Hey, let me see those frames when she's glitching. Oh, yeah.
So it's she kind of glitches, and then she gets closer.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty spooky.
Which makes it unsettling, because it's such a tender moment, but something's
I should
off.
say the reason Chrissy chose this song in particular is because she was motivated by the idea of making a horror music video. And I think we were playing up the kind of creepy, unsettling aspect of this. All right, next.
And then the fucking spin. Spin took me a while. That looks okay. And I didn't make her glitch out for the entirety of the spin because I thought it was just spooky that her face was just blank with no expression. This very seemingly magical moment where all the world fades away and it's just them, but she has no feelings. And like this was the thumbnail of the.
That is the thumbnail, indeed. Yes. Oh yeah.
I like the drawings without color more. You could see like the sketch lines of the characters are like they're overlapping, like the Lackadaisy or Wolfwalkers kind of thing. And and it looks kind of cool. And it also just shows up that I was thinking about the character behind when I was drawing. Because you always have to think about the both. If two characters are interacting, that's twice the work.
Oh, this is one of the. Well, I was gonna say this is one of the artistic choices you made. Is like the AI girlfriend is kind of just like a force of nature. She's not really a human. She's not really a person. She's not doing any of this out of malice.
It's just she's not real. It's just like projecting this emotion onto her. That's the whole issue with it. It's like that's not a real person. You shouldn't fall in love with a robot.
But they gonna. For the spin, yeah, you followed her hair. Dark screen.
And then you're back to reality because she steps away and walks back into the screen. You can see it's glowing. It's like it's kind of to be like stark contrast. Like, it wasn't real.
Right.
I don't know.
It's all in the head. And then this is kind of, the lyrics here are like, she's with me at my peaks and she's with me at my troughs, basically. So you're showing the highs and lows of the relationship. And you can see it's completely one-sided. It's like, I'm like...
Well, that's the lyrics.
Yeah. But like, you're seeing the extent of the relationship, which is, it's completely one-sided. I'm just looking at a computer screen. She's like a pillar of support that I rely on at this point. And it's captured well.
I made this choice. You can't see her in the screen. Like, there's no human face there. That was part of the reason was because at the end, I didn't want to draw like another background, but also like to not show her face at the end, like because she's even more beautiful now. As I was saying, I didn't want to like
leave it up to your imagination.
Yeah. Yes. And then this is my favorite piece of animation. Just the feet do a little kick.
Oh yeah.
And a smile. The favorite.
Subscribe to Itchy Detergent Patreon for the socks off edition of this animation. This is very humanizing for the protagonist. He's got his ups and downs, like we all do, and all those ups and downs are being completely funneled into the machine, as all of our ups and downs are now. So he's freaking out. He's sad. He looks at her. Boop. TV screen turns off. She's holding him. She's cradling him. After this, you get to like this line art kind of aesthetic.
Yes, I liked doing this because I didn't have to color anything. But it's also like the void again. But
right. So this is like dreamland, and then the AI girlfriend's leading him away, but he notices this little spark. And he actually ends up going towards the spark. Because at this point in the lyrics, she's replacing something. What is she replacing? He's starting to remember, like, glimpses. And this is kind of the first crack that leads to the climax. Where he's like, no, I had a life before this. I had, like, real people in my life. And now I have just her.
Yeah, it's also this contrast in the visuals is, like, it looks really cool when goes into the very warm golden light here. Because the whole thing has been very blue, and now all of a sudden it's very yellow. Orange is the opposite of blue, but like I thought yellow is a more warm and kinder color. And
so this next scene is all yellow. We call this scene the piss dimension because everything looks like trying to piss.
I liked how I did the lighting in this scene. If you notice, this sketch, a different layer for the line art, and then I color. This is me drawing in like blush and shading and like hair strands and shit, and it makes it look very sketchy, very hand-drawn. And I did this for like every frame, which is, it wasn't automatic. You could just see my sketch lines warping in a very organic and human way.
As opposed to, and like this whole animation is very hand-drawn, very human, which is contrasts to the theme, obviously, of everything.
Yeah.
be a very different music video if every frame was AI generated.
It would not look like this at all. Maybe one day, I don't know, but not today.
So he looks through, he remembers all of his friends, although there's like kind of weird distortion.
Yeah, my idea was like to make them look like they're AI generated, but I didn't want to AI generate. I also thought like AI generated would clash harshly with the art style anyways, so it was it's my rendition. But yeah, a lot of these are just my friends I drew.
And there's dozens of these little drawings of your friends in there. All work together to make these like collection of memories all over the
I wanted
place.
it to feel very personal and strange, but like, specific, I guess.
And there's also a little frame of all of the members of my studio. Well, not all of them, but like a good portion, like 8 people from my studio. I've got a studio in Toronto now. Me with my actual friends there. There's JJ, Okinaru, One Dime, We're in Hell, Chill Goblin, Duncan Clark, Oki's Weird Stories. I'm referring to all of them as their screen names because that's what we do in the studio. And yeah, they've all been pissified here, immortalized in this music video. So that's nice. That's fun. Hand crashes in.
Yeah, and I was having trouble with the scene because I was like, oh, how the fuck do I make this break? So I ended up just going through, like, doing a couple of frames of just the memories shattering, and she's all encompassing and taking over these memories. I'm looking at my camera right now. I go back to the piss dimension. I'm yellow, and then now I'm blue again. It's like I'm there.
Yes, the cold blue light of the computer screen versus the nice warm of the yellow piss dimension. So now we're back in the blue light. She smashes the piss dimension. Piss dimension's broken. And she comes in, and now she's huge. She's terrifyingly, monstrously huge, and she's looking. Yeah, one of the changes we made lyrically was like, as soon as she grabs me, it's her grip on me increasing as she grips me. So instead
yeah. Wait, I didn't even notice that.
So she grabs me, she puts me in the screen. I'm like, let me out.
It's like, obviously, it's a very obvious visual parallel. So like, she's always on the left side of the screen and he's always on the right side of the screen. It's like, who's really in control kind of thing. Now you're reduced to just a box, I guess. Yeah.
It's like when you're at the zoo and you're like, who's really in the cage? And then you realize it's these animals, obviously, these dumb animals, they're in the cage. So yes, she's looking at me, she glitches out a little bit there briefly, which is nice. And then at this point, I'm like, the lyrics and the animation are just like full panic mode, I'm running.
This was really important to me when I was animating. I was like, I have to have him look really scared and at the camera when he's turning away.
Okay, and then let's talk about this as well. So she's chasing me, and she's kind of like almost animalistic. She's looking very... She still kind of doesn't even look like she wants to eat me, like out of malice.
Yes,
it's just like...
and if you notice, when she glitches, her face is just normal and not spooky and weird and scary.
Yes, this is one of the coolest parts, I think, of the animation. Something that you'll notice in multiple rewatches is like the face glitches, but this time when it glitches, she just looks normal. She looks like she should look, right? But it's even more terrifying because she shouldn't be looking normal when she's in monster mode. Yeah, terrifying. And then this part's also spooky. Like, it looks many times like she's gonna get him, but it's just there.
It's so yummy.
I'm so close to getting bored, as is my dream.
Before in the animatic, the first strap, she wasn't even here. It was just him running. But I was like, I have to add her here. Like, the tension's high.
It looks like I'm going to get caught, and then as I grab the handle, there's a bing sound in the instrumental as well. It's like, what's this? A brand new firmware patch update? And all the tension just gone.
But yeah, you can see here, it's like the flash is like, oh, she's close because she's always glowing and stuff. But it's also a flash of a notification noise. And that's something I asked for in the music, like, oh, you should... For something, he should have a reason to turn around and look, like, so. And
fitting with the left-right theme you're going for, the flash comes from the left side of the screen, which is where the AI girlfriend is from, and it like just whites out the whole screen. And this implies heavily that the protagonist got caught. And then he kind of like walks back to the right. And you said the first time I did this, it was kind of a comedic voice. I changed it to be more of like a hypnotic voice at this point. It's like, she's even more beautiful now. Was I singing? I personally, I like the silly voice, but this is good too.
What's this? A brand new firmware patch update. She's even more beautiful now. What was I saying? New firmware patch update. She's even more beautiful. I saying there's nothing wrong with my AI girlfriend's face.
And then the ending scene, you zoom out and you see what's outside, and what's outside is a bunch of other fellas with their own, a bunch of people with their own AI chatbots or whatever that are just slurping up all their vril. And I think that's a powerful visual to end on.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was too on the nose, but I was like, before it was just doors, but too on the nose.
Yeah, it pays to be explicit sometimes. My art tends to be more explicit. I tend to just say what I'm thinking. We also had this idea of like maybe there's like a girl banging on the door, but there's too much going on.
It's too cliche. It's too short.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to explore all that ideas. This is just like a 3 seconds. It's like makes you think, huh? Really makes you think about how green bad, doesn't it? So the credits produced by Lessons in Crime, specifically Liam Schweisberg of Lessons in Crime, very talented music producer. I'm working with him a lot on the album. And Itchy Detergent, animation by Itchy Detergent. That's her, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I did all of the animation by myself.
over a month of actual work. Crazy.
And to me, technical aspects of animation, like I am interested in it, but it tends to just be something I learn as a necessary evil to make stories come to life, I don't know. It's I don't like talking about it that much. It's weird. I've also been doing a lot of rigging and stuff recently, and I was just getting kind of sick of it. I really just wanted to pencil on paper or tablet pen on tablet. For this I have to color and draw every single frame, but for a 2D rig it's like you're just moving a puppet around.
Right.
That's a lot easier because cleanup and coloring take a long time, and it's really just grunt work where brains off and I just go at it.
I think we covered, when I'm showing people this, I think people should watch it a couple times, appreciate the animation. Okay, a lot of work went into it, and it's worth watching multiple times because there's just a lot of themes going on. You might not capture them all in the first glance. And I hope you appreciate all the work that went into it now a little bit more thanks to this video. That's my attempt at a conclusion.
That's pretty good. I liked your conclusion last time. That worked well.
What did I say last time?
Something about you should appreciate and support the artists that actually make things because of all the thought that went into it.
And you should actually support and appreciate artists that really make things because of all the thought that goes into it. Who make real art. We made real art here where we dealt with the themes and we combined a lot of talents in a unique way. So. Chrissy is a very talented artist, and she's going to be making a lot more stuff on this channel. And her next animation I just saw.
on my YouTube channel.
The next animation I just saw, made it in a day. Very good. It was very good. And we're going to keep working on stuff together.
I think to. Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna make it less than an entire month worth of animation.
That would be nice, but yeah.
But yeah,
I like it when things look good. Okay.
Yes. Well, fair enough. You have that's how you work. You have a vision in your head and you work towards that vision.
There's something right with my human boy enemy. Something very obvious, it just makes a lot of sense. I broke his fingers, now he's just got 5 left to get me right. I know he'll leave me in the end, but